Yo, what's up, y'all? Oh, I forgot to do my lights. There we go. Welcome to the stream, everybody. My name is DJ Switch, and tonight, we've got some more Power Wash Sim 2. We have some pizza rolls. Hell yeah. And we got good vibes. So, you know, let's just let's lean into it, shall we? It's Wednesday. It's a good day for some vibes. Not really seeing anybody in the chat yet, so we're just gonna dive into the game real quick and get started. And hopefully we'll pick up some friends along the way. Man. We need to get over to the DLC section, because we're picking up where we left off with the Adventure Time DLC. It's Ice King's Castle tonight. This will be interesting. Should be a pretty good sized level, I think. So I wonder if we're going to get through this level before the end of the stream. We should. We got the first two done last week. Let's see how this goes. I'm really excited about my my next YouTube project. Final show's been doing good. Honestly, it doesn't even need to do that good. I'm having fun, so that's all that really matters to me. I'm having fun and I'm creating content around it, and that's the biggest thing I care about. Is just if I'm enjoying it or not. I'm actually enjoying my vinyl show more than a lot of other stuff I've made in the past, just because it's really simple and fun and silly, and that's a good combination for me. I like simple and fun and silly. And then I was just having a talk with another YouTuber friend of mine about some of the other projects and whatnot that I'm going to be working on here in the near future. Some other video ideas and some other little things that I want to try to keep pushing myself to be able to create fairly regular stuff. What's up, dude? Happy Wednesday? Is today your Friday? I keep losing track of your work schedule. Today's like your Friday, right? Or nah? That is the word Friday. Yes, that's how you spell that. Doesn't really answer my question, but that's okay. You're busy. I know you're trying to get ready. Man. Having a pretty good week so far. I hope you're having a good week too. I'm having an okay week so far. I've been getting some things done. I've been working on some projects. I'm shaking my head at you. Yes, it's Friday. Yes, it's my Friday. Okay. Yes, because I can tell from the text that you're shaking your head. Man, no wonder I can't get more people to hang out on this stream. I'm kind of hostile sometimes. I think I hear it. I kind of get it now. I blame the pizza rolls. Pizza rolls make me feisty. My work week's been a roller coaster. Ah, really? Like, is that good or bad? Are you allowed to get off this ride yet? Or maybe after tonight? Since it's your Friday? What the hell is that? That's supposed to be like a computer console or something? I really need to watch this show. I have no idea what like half of this shit is. Started off good, middle week bad. Hopefully tonight is a smooth finish. Okay. Can't complain about that too much, right? At least it wasn't all bad. Man, I love this game. Police were involved. That sounds like there's a story there. If you're willing to share, I'd love to hear it. If not, that's okay. Tomorrow's donuts and the day after that is NASCAR. Nice. Yeah, today was a little bit of a weird one for me, just because like I had kind of like a little smattering of shit I had to get done, and I managed to accomplish a good chunk of it. What's up, Better Cabo? Nobody ever said today is such a good day the police got called. That's true. I don't think I've ever heard that before. Still power washing? Yeah, I just picked up the Adventure Time DLC, and I'm really hyped for the Star Wars DLC, but that's not out till next month. So, or was it later this month? No, it's next month. Yeah, it's July. So I'm gonna be super hyped when Star Wars DLC drops next month. But for now, we're going through the Adventure Time stuff because I haven't played it yet. And also, I don't know anything about Adventure Time. I've literally never seen the show. So I'm just cleaning the dirt. Listen, man, I don't know nothing about nothing. I just work here. I wish they'd let you power wash an Ewok bald, but they don't have the cojones. No, they don't. Also, if the Ewoks have proven anything, it's that they're tough little bastards. A power washer to an Ewok is probably just a brisk shower. Am I missing something on the barbell? Oh, there's our little snail buddy from the other level. What's up, little guy? Only George Lucas could write murderous, cannibalistic teddy bears and make people yawn. I think that's a little harsh. Long story short, wife was causing issues, refused to cooperate with law enforcement, then tried to rip a badge off a uniform, calling them fake cops. And that's when she got a new pair of stainless silver bracelets. Well, if there's anything that cops love more than being directly assaulted, it's being called fake cops. They love that stuff. It's just the best day at work for them. I love many George Lucas movies that writing's not the man's strong suit. You know what? I think that's fair. Like really, I do think that's fair. I think Lucas was always more of a technical guy. I think it's almost like the writing was like the thing that he had to do to get out of the way in order to go play with the gadgets, which I can definitely identify with. But also, famously, a lot of the stuff from the original trilogy was his wife's doing, because his wife was a producer and she pushed him to I think the phrase, famously, the phrase that I saw in the interview I read was "find the heart." She kept telling George, "Find the heart. Where's the heart? Find the heart in the scene or whatever." And so they would shoot these scenes, and he would rewrite kind of on the fly to make it more emotionally connective with the character. And then when they separated, I don't know if they got divorced or separated or how that whole timeline went down, but basically she wasn't there for the prequels. And so that is basically why you can see such a stark contrast in the way the prequels were produced versus the way the original trilogy was produced. Because his wife wasn't there. And so, like, that sucks. But what are you going to do? I also, like, just to be completely transparent, I think the prequels get a really bad rap. I don't think they were as good as the original trilogy, but I don't think they were bad enough to warrant all the hate they got from my generation. The OG Star Wars nerds that were like absolutely furious about the idea of the prequels even existing. They, you know, I think people need to like chill on Star Wars stuff and just kind of in general. It's space wizards, bro. Like it's not that deep. And I say that as a lifelong massive Star Wars fan. It's still like at the end of the day, it's still space wizards. If you're spending your time on the internet, you know, fighting the good fight that the original trilogy is the only Star Wars movies you'll recognize, then you need to. I think the phrase is touch grass. I even liked about 40% of episodes 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think for me it was a little higher percentage, but definitely not 100. Not for the positive. Interacted with a guest that was wearing a company shirt. Company sponsored my favorite NASCAR driver. Got to talking about the sport. A few days later, after he got back from his work trip, he dropped off a die-cast car, the driver's car, for me. Dude, that's awesome. That's so freaking cool. They were just like, hey, that guy at that hotel, he would like this. That's actually sick, Snowhole. Thank you for sharing that. Hey, Transraven dude, what's up? I'm still working on my pizza rolls from dinner. Also, we're doing Power Wash Sim. Don't mind me eating. Just talk amongst yourselves. We actually have kind of a good room going here. I'm glad y'all are here. Right? And pizza rolls from the oven too, not even microwave. Like properly made in the oven and everything. So they're crispy and yummy. I was just a tiny bit late getting the stream started tonight. But you know what? In all, I think I'm happy with how today is going, and I'm stoked to see y'all here. We're having a good ass Wednesday, y'all. Not even a regular good Wednesday. It's a good ass Wednesday. Had no idea where to take the story. I mean, okay, yeah. So, like, they basically gave Rian Johnson the reins, and then Rian Johnson took the whole franchise in a different direction because he was trying to, like, do something a little unexpected with it. And they fired him and brought back JJ, who then, like, retconned some of Rian Johnson's shit. So, like, that's honestly, I put that on Disney. That's a Disney management problem, especially against somebody like a Rian Johnson who gave us fucking Knives Out, dude. Like, dude goes and does a Star Wars movie and then turns around and does Knives Out, proving that he clearly, obviously knows how to tell a story, knows how to build characters and relationships. Like, honestly, if we got a Star Wars murder mystery, like a Star Wars Knives Out, I wouldn't want anybody else to do it. It would have to be Rian Johnson. He won't because of the way episode 8 went down, but like, I don't know any other director that can deliver on a mystery story like that right now. I'm sure somebody could, but that dude is incredibly talented and got the short end of the stick for the way he took things in episode 8. I will admit I'm a little biased at episode 8 because of the experience that I had when I went to watch it with my wife. That scene with the silent cut where Holdo rams the other ship and basically so that the rebels could get away. When that silent cut happened in the theater, we were all like, the whole theater was like dead silent. Like, we were all like, you could hear the collective gasp. And then some like 10-year-old kid, or honestly not even 10, I think he was like some 8-year-old kid, like somewhere off to my right, just goes, "Oh damn," and the whole theater burst out laughing. It was adorable and hilarious and very memorable for that specific scene of Star Wars episode 8. So, like, you know, I try not to let that color my bias too much, but I'd be lying if I said I was able to be completely objective after that. Man. Hey, Poosnacks. Glad you're here. Like a sci-fantasy noir Jedi PI story would go hard. Yeah. Yeah, actually, we kind of got a little taste of that in the Obi-Wan series on Disney Plus. Like, just the tiniest little taste of what a noir Jedi thing would look like, and then the show kind of went a different direction. But like a Jedi investigative thing, in black and white, I'd watch the hell out of that. That's also kind of what Leslie Headland tried to do with Acolyte. Second best Vader fight scene. Yeah. Although I'm a little curious which fight scene you think is the best for Vader. Unless you're talking about Rogue One. Okay, Pedicabo. I can't even pronounce that word. I'm going to need you to break it down for me. First of all, how do I pronounce that? And then second of all, what does it mean? Star Wars Perry Mason, right? So I don't ever talk about this. Like, I literally never talk about this, but I listen to, there's a YouTube channel that I really fell in love with called Good Night's Sleep. And night is spelled with a K, Knight, like Knights of the Realm, right? So Good Night's Sleep, is the YouTube channel, and what he does, he does, like, he writes these stories, but then he's a voice actor, so he will voice act these stories that he tells for people to fall asleep to. And so he'll publish these like 6 to 8 hour videos. Chiaroscuro? 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 Is it pronounced Chiaroscuro? While you're working on that, no, Chiaroscuro. Isn't that what I said? Chiaroscuro? It's Italian? Okay. Chiaroscuro. Is it chiaroscuro? Okay, chiaroscuro. I see. Okay, that okay. I got you now. So what does chiaroscuro mean? Okay, I have to work. Hey Rex, thank you for stopping by, dude. It was really good to see you. Pooh Snack says Rogue One no contest. See, I get where you're coming from. I do. And I'm not trying to disagree with you or argue with you. My only hesitation with calling the Rogue One scene the best Vader fight scene is because Vader's not really fighting. Vader's just destroying everything in his path. Like, it's less of a fight and more of a tantrum. I feel like the fight on Mustafar in episode 3 between Anakin and Obi-Wan, technically not Vader. He's still Anakin. So, like, I'm not trying to say that counts, but that is an example to me of like what a fight looks like. And so the fight between him and Obi-Wan in the Obi-Wan series, to me, is one of, if not the best Vader fight scenes. Although you kind of have to narrow it down because there was a couple of really good ones in that show. A feature of film noir. Artistic technique often used in cinema, marked by intense contrast between light and dark. Ah, I got you. Okay. So they actually released 2 versions of Spider Noir on Amazon. One is in black and white. The other one, they used a different term. They definitely didn't say chiaroscuro, but they used a different term for the type of coloring that they used for like the color version of Spider Noir on Amazon. And and I don't remember what they used, what the term was. But I am with you. I understand now what you're saying. And yes, I agree. I would absolutely watch the shit out of that if they did like a Jedi noir thing. I'll concede semantics of fight, but it's basically the best Vader scene. The fight in Obi-Wan between him and Vader on the Rocky area towards the end. Oh yeah, the full-blown fight scene. Absolutely. I also really like the scene where he breaks the face mask, and so you can see his eye coming through the face mask. And he had that line about you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did, or whatever. Dude, that shit was so sick. They need another. I heard a rumor that they're working on season 2 for Obi-Wan. But man, between the incredible fight scenes and the deep look into Obi-Wan's PTSD after Revenge of the Sith, like that was absolutely incredible to me. Yeah, I think the Obi-Wan series gets overlooked. Oh, and I won't spoil anything, but holy shit, what is his name? The comedian that played the one guy. He's on fucking Taskmaster right now. What is his name? Somebody help me out. What the hell's his name? He's on the current season of Taskmaster. He's a Pakistani-born American comedian, and I cannot remember his name to save my life right now. What the hell's wrong with me? No, not Jason Mantzoukas. He's on the current season. Jason was, I think, last season. Kumail Nanjiani. Jesus Christ, thank you. Kumail Nanjiani is in the Obi-Wan series and plays an amazing character, and that's all I'm gonna say. That's the part where I'm gonna stop short of like spoiling anything. It's not a spoiler that he's in it, but I love the character that he plays. Okay. I'm officially out of pizza rolls. The reason Rogue One was the best is because it's the perfect time and middle ground. He still had a twinge of the rage from his youth, but he had largely become the more reserved Vader that we met in the original trilogy. but the controlled rage he exhibits in Rogue One was truly terrifying. Yeah, no, absolutely. Your pizza rolls are making me hungry. I'm done with the pizza rolls. They're gone now. I gotta go, but I'll try and catch the next stream if I can. Transraven, dude, you are always welcome here, and it was such a pleasure to have you. Seriously, thank you for stopping by. It's good to see you. Oh, God. But yeah, Poostax, I'm completely there with you. I think I would love to see more of the version of Vader that we got in Rogue One. Because even like the version we got in Obi-Wan, which is, I don't think, no, that's before Rogue One in the timeline. Because Luke's still a little kid. And Rogue One is like leading up to episode 4, right? So, yeah, Luke and Leia are still little kids in Obi-Wan. And so, I think I would love to see more of that era of Vader, like the original trilogy era. Especially now that we have better technology and better costumes and better, you know, the sort of like the ability to tell a physical story better than they used to. Because like that was one of the limitations of the OG trilogy. Like so much of the movement and so much of like what they could choreograph was limited by the costumes. And so now that we have the technology to do better with that stuff, I think it would be cool to sort of explore some other side stories and shit around that. Kind of like what they do in the comics and the books and stuff, but I know they won't. And that's fine. Like I'm not going to be sad if they don't. But I like the idea of a second Acolyte season. You know, there's a rumor kind of floating around that they're thinking about it. They haven't confirmed anything, but they're debating a second Acolyte season, which I think would be cool. Especially because Manny Jacinto's Chimere was such an incredible character. And I mean, I think we want to see more of the relationship between Chimere and Plagueis, and how that whole thing happened, and like what the result of that was in the High Republic era. Yeah. It's not often I get to go full Star Wars nerd. Because my wife's sick of this shit. I mean, my wife got sick of me in Star Wars years ago. She tolerates it because she's a goddamn saint. That's about it. I would like to see a movie or series that shows Vader and more of the Empire around the time of Rogue One, and maybe a bit before. Like, I know the prequel shows him going straight into the Vader suit, but I feel like it had to go through a few iterations and trials before landing on the final product. I mean, so technically, all we see from him putting on the Vader suit is, you know, stepping off the table and throwing a tantrum because he found out Padme's dead, right? We don't really have a timeline there. You know, it doesn't, there's no time jump of like 3 years later or whatever, right? So like, we don't know how long it was before they were able to revive him enough to put him in the suit to begin with. But yeah, that's a scene where an Imperial tailor is working on the first suit and getting tossed into the trash pit because the codpiece is a little tight and shaving. Yeah, I don't know about all that. That I completely forgot. Okay, so I was telling you guys about this this channel that I like to go to sleep to. So it's called Good Night Sleep, and the reason why I brought it up is because he writes like fanfic, and then he's a voice actor, so he'll like voice act his own fanfic as like a sleep story that you can fall asleep to. And usually the stories are about an hour, but the videos he posts are like anywhere between 6 and 8 hours, so that you can get a full night's sleep without ad interruption. So usually the first hour or so is the voice acted stuff, and then the other 7 hours is just like ambient, like white noise type stuff, rain or like white noise sounds or whatever, like depending on what the story is. And he writes for all these different fandoms. So like anything from Jurassic Park to Indiana Jones to Doctor Who to Star Trek. And then he has a series of several Star Wars stories that he tells, where it's a radio DJ that works the graveyard shift on the Imperial radio network on the Death Star. So it's like a Death Star radio show that keeps the troops entertained while they're working overnight on the Death Star. And so he'll have troopers call in with their problems, and they're fucking hilarious. There was a couple of them I couldn't even sleep because I was too busy laughing in bed at this ridiculously funny shit. And so the channel's called Good Night Sleep, night with a K, so like Knights of the Round. And definitely check out some of the Star Wars videos that he's done, because like there was one time he did a video where it was like a rebel radio thing. As an example, right? He does this rebel radio thing, and the guy calling into the radio station was talking about how hard it is. Ever since they lost their other base, they had to kind of improvise a new base. And he's like, yeah, man, it's really hard to get anything done. We're trying to plan our next run, but like, you know, we're trying to figure out some distribution of some of our resources, but having to move to a new base has made it really difficult. And then you hear his mom be like, hey, do you and your friends want some snacks? Mom, not now. Okay, just let me know. There was one episode of the Death Star call-in one where he had a trooper that it was like conspiracy night, and the troopers were calling in with their conspiracy theories, and one of them had a conspiracy theory about a hatch he found. And he goes, the hatch wasn't on any blueprints, but I was cleaning in that area as part of my normal duties. So when I found this hatch, I reported it to my supervisor. And then 2 days later, the hatch was welded shut. I don't know what happened. And the DJ guy goes, let me get this straight. You found a hatch that wasn't on a blueprint and you reported it? Are you insane? Well, I didn't know what to do, so I told my supervisor about it, and now he's acting like it never existed. That can't be right. I think the most recent one, he had this guy call in where they were doing an inspection with Vader and Palpatine on the Death Star. Just to make sure all the systems and departments were operational. And so Palpatine and Vader go walking by, and Palpatine looks the trooper dead in the eye and goes, Trooper, do you have somewhere to be? And the trooper says, no, sir. Even though he was like off shift and he was supposed to be heading back to his bunk. He says, no, sir. And then he ends up falling in with the Emperor's entourage and like follows them around for this inspection for the next like 4 hours, even though he was supposed to be heading back to his bunk. Because he was too scared to decline the Emperor. I mean, yeah, that's kind of what it is. Poo Snacks, like that's basically what these like sleep shows are. It's fucking incredible. Hey, Shikun, what's up? It's going pretty good. We're just we're power washing, doing some Adventure Time DLC for Power Wash Sim 2. I never got around to playing this DLC, so we picked it up last week, kind of got started with it. Now we're just continuing on where we left off. This is apparently the Ice King's castle. I don't know who the Ice King is. Apparently he's like the antagonist for the show. I've never seen the show, so I just really love Power Wash Sim. So if you know anything about Adventure Time, like, don't spoil anything. But I know nothing, so I'm just out here trying to power wash stuff. Oh, and also LoFi. Like, we're enjoying some LoFi per usual. You know, because LoFi vibes. I know nothing. There's also a Star Wars DLC where you can watch an AT-AT. There will be. There isn't yet. The Star Wars DLC is coming in July. They had a date. I think they said July 16th or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But yes, there will be a Star Wars DLC, which is part of the reason why we got to talking about Star Wars tonight. Can't go wrong with the lo-fi. I know, right? It's good stuff. Your hat's rocking tonight. Thank you. Yeah, I've had this hat for a while. I don't wear it very often because there's a weird patch right here where the texture is a little different and it looks like dirt or a smudge. But I've literally tried everything up to and including like fabric paint to try and cover it, and nothing has worked. So I think I just have to kind of live with a weird spot on my hat. But you know, I've scrubbed it. Like, it's definitely not dirt, and it's definitely not like, I've only worn this hat, you know, a handful of times. So like, I don't know what's going on there, but I'll pull it out every now and then, you know, every once in a while. I loved my N64. It is, unfortunately, the N64 that I had was attached to one of my biggest regrets in retro gaming. I sold my Sega CDX to buy an N64, and I wish I hadn't. Not because I didn't love my N64, but man, I really, really wish I'd hung on to my Sega CDX. That was such a sweet ass console, and I wish I could have held on to it all these years. I just didn't. So that part sucked. But the N64 also gave us Ocarina of Time, which is my favorite game of all time. And so, like, it was weird when they made the announcement the other day that they're finally doing the Ocarina of Time remaster. And it's supposed to be out this year. And so, like, just from a few shots that they gave us at the Nintendo Direct of the Ocarina of Time intro, like, I actually almost started crying. That game is just absolutely incredible. It's the thing that led me to becoming a Zelda fan. And the way that it integrated music into the overall adventure was like so groundbreaking to me as a young gamer. Yeah, it was the first time I ever played through an adventure game like that actually connected with me in a way that I hadn't really experienced before. So I loved that story. I loved playing through it with the guide so that I could kind of make sure that I touched on every different corner of that game. Like, I really, really love that game. It's been my favorite game basically since I played it, which is rough because I actually was a Sega Genesis kid before I got into Nintendo stuff. So Sonic was always my boy, but basically ever since like 1997 when I played Ocarina, you know, that's been my favorite game ever since. And it's weird to like, it's weird to have played all the games that I've played over the years, because I've been gaming for, you know, the better part of 40 years at this point. And so to have played all of those games over all of those decades and to be able to pick out one game and be like, that's my favorite, that's the one. And it's Ocarina. Like, apparently the internet agrees with me because it's still the top rated game on Metacritic. But yeah, that game was just super special to me. So I have my N64 to thank for Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask was another favorite of mine. Like, I really love Majora's Mask. I played it a little bit last year. Not a little bit. I beat it last year on a stream, but replaying Majora's Mask again was a really interesting experience. And then like Mario 64 was a masterpiece. The soundtrack for Mario 64 was a masterpiece. Like, the N64 had its faults, man, but like it gave us some of the best games in history with some of the first party stuff that they did. And then, like, you know, some of the third party shit like Banjo-Kazooie, GoldenEye, you know, friggin' Perfect Dark, man. Perfect Dark was absolutely brilliant in the way that it was executed, and I wish that Perfect Dark got more of a little more franchise love, because Perfect Dark Zero was a good way to kind of kick off the 360, but then it just didn't get the support that it needed long term. Now that we live in an age of like DLC and game patches, stuff like that, like I could see a game like Perfect Dark being able to find a new audience, especially in a like a DLC like a DLC environment, right? Like if you're you know, if you're doing Perfect Dark and you're disseminating DLC, something akin to like what Cyberpunk did. Oh, could you imagine a Perfect Dark game set in like a Cyberpunk style environment with those kind of graphics and that kind of storytelling? Like, I bet CD Projekt Red can make an incredible Perfect Dark game that absolutely just breaks the genre. But they won't, A, because it's not their property, and B, because they already have Cyberpunk. So if they were going to do something like that, they would just do it with Cyberpunk. I want to believe that game devs will pay attention when other game companies do something right, you know? Cyberpunk had its issues when it launched, but the way that they were able to sustain that game and keep up on it, like, it became one of the best games of all time. And I'll die on that hill. Cyberpunk is a huge achievement in gaming. Now, it wasn't at first, but it took a little time for them to kind of like sort it out, you know? Okay. I think that's about it as far as the prison cell. Why is there a briefcase in here? I'm sure that's a crazy question for anybody that actually knows what's going on with this show. Like, asking about the briefcase is probably just like a stupid question. If you've seen the show, you probably know about it. I'd like a Game Boy hat. I mean, I'm pretty sure they make Game Boy hats. I haven't looked it's been a while since I've looked for any kind of like video game logo hats. But I'd be down for a Game Boy, a Game Boy. I had a GBA and I had a DS. I never had an OG Game Boy. I had friends that had them, but I missed the Game Boy and I missed the Game Gear. Those both kind of blew by me. I didn't get into the portable stuff until the GBA SP. Actually, I loved the GBA SP so much. Like there was like I couldn't like I. And by the time the SP came out, like I was, I was working and shit. So like I bought myself a GBA SP, and then when the DS came out, I bought one of the OG DS Fats. Like I think I bought a DS like 2 days after they came out. I found one just randomly somewhere, and I had money in my pocket, so I bought a DS. So I got in early on the Nintendo DS stuff, and I had a DSi and a DS Lite. My DSi I only had for a few weeks though, and I left it. I left it in a DJ booth at a club I was working at in 2009, and I'm pretty sure I know who stole it. But somebody stole it, and I think I know who it is, but I don't have a way to prove it. So there's not. That was also almost 2 decades ago now, so I'm not gonna be able to do anything about it. But I had a DSi for a minute, and then I had a PSP. I bought another PSP a few years ago. I still have that one. You just duct tape a Game Boy to your head and call it a hat. Yes, that's how that works. I would post more zoo pics, but I don't want to flood your Discord with them. There's lots. I'm literally telling you, post pictures in my Discord. Do you want me to make you? Would you feel more comfortable if I made you your own like chat channel? We could just call it Pooh Snacks' Zoo Pics. And then you can post all the zoo pics you want in there. Probably. All right. Obviously I'm a little tied up at the moment, but I'll take care of it later. And I'll ping you. I'm unironically telling you that any pics that you're willing to share of the animals you saw on your zoo trip, my wife's gonna want to see them. Is not a joke. I am not being silly. I'm being absolutely 100% dead serious. My wife loves animals, and she's gonna want to see your zoo pics. So I will make you an entire channel dedicated to just your zoo trip. And you can dump as many as you feel comfortable with. If you don't want to just be posting pics of like any young kids or whatever, any family members, like I understand that. I'm not telling you what to post. I'm just telling you you're welcome to post whatever you want to. and I will appreciate any and all of it. I'm pretty sure the ceiling sections are like all we've got left for the most part. Unless there's something big that I'm missing. We'll find out. We still got a minute left on the ceiling. These are all different, like, individual sections. So the counter says we're at 98%, so we must be getting close. But let's see where we land once we're done with the ceiling part. I'm sure there's probably like one little thing or two that I missed while I was you know, doing all the stuff down at the floor level. There's 10 as a tease for later. Okay. It says the floor is not done? What am I missing? Oh, this thing? Okay. That's kind of what I was thinking, was a lot of little stuff like that. It says floor, wall arch, cell door lock. Oh, did we not finish the... Oh, okay. Cell door lock. This is wall arch. Oh, maybe that's the problem. There we go. I had to move the ladder. There we go. Okay, job complete. We have managed to successfully clean the inside of the Ice King's castle. I want to take a peek while the game is going through all that. Let me take a peek on Discord real quick. I gotta see. Yeah, that's what's up. Thirsty lion. A penguin hanging out. I see a monkey. I see a hippo. Gorilla. Another gorilla. Nice. It looks like a red panda and an elephant. There's a little raccoon hanging out. Cool. Right on, man. Thank you for sharing those with us. I'm always trying to liven up the Discord a little bit. let's continue on. We got Candy Kingdom vehicles. Oh, these vehicle ones are always fun. Okay, this is perfect. Because it's what, 8:14? Okay. Let's work on the vehicles for a little bit. I think we're gonna see how close we get to 9 o'clock and if we still have some folks hanging out. Tell you what we're not gonna do is put up with these bullshit bots. Fuck all the way off. Get out of here. AI viewers? Give me a break. Why would I want AI viewers? I mean, I don't want AI anything, but I damn sure don't want AI viewers watching my stream instead of like real people. That's absolutely absurd. By the way, speaking of Mario 64, how about that Koopa's Road? It's one of many iconic songs from the soundtrack. Super Mario 64. Super Mario 64, along with Ocarina of Time, I think Super Mario 64 also had one of the best soundtracks ever made. Like Sonic the Hedgehog 2 had one of the best soundtracks for the Sonic series, which is honestly, that's a little bit hard to say because Sonic Mania had such an incredible soundtrack also. And then of course Sonic the Hedgehog 3 famously was partially produced by Michael Jackson. Partially. I mean, I think he had a pretty small part, but it was one of those like, hey, can I participate? And they're like, yes, Michael Jackson, you can participate. And so they let him, you know, have a song or two, but because he's Michael Jackson, what are you gonna do? Say no? Can I get up there? I can get up there. Nice. So yeah, so like there's some pretty incredible music in the Sonic franchise as well. But I think Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for me is my favorite soundtrack in the series. Probably followed by Sonic Mania, which was largely the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 soundtrack, but like updated. Arcade Drums 81 says, I found you watching XG videos with Sirius Black. Thanks for what you do. Hey, that's amazing. Thank you very much for coming and hanging out. We're doing like chill lo-fi stuff tonight, and we're power washing in the world of Adventure Time. I don't know if you've ever watched Adventure Time. I've never seen the game, or never seen the show rather, but I'm a big fan of Power Wash them too. So welcome, please hang out, join us. You know, what's funny is Sirius Black and I were actually supposed to record something tonight before I jumped on here for stream, and we had to reschedule. So we've got more stuff coming, me and him. So you definitely can be on the lookout for more from me and Sirius Black. We've been having a really good time hanging out with the alphas and going on the XG journey that we have been. But he wants to talk about some other music too, and I've got some other projects in the works. So I definitely would love it if you subscribed and hung out here a little more often on the YouTube channel, because I've got more gaming stuff coming. I've got more music stuff coming. Should be fun. Been drumming 33 years. Hey, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, I picked up the saxophone. Let's see, I'm 42 now. And I picked up the saxophone when I was 10. So I guess that means I've been at it for about 32 years. Playing music between the saxophone stuff and then the DJ career. So yeah, I'm right behind you. You've got a little more time on me than I do, but yeah, I'm right there with you. I kind of wanted to learn drums too, to be honest with you. Like, I got into college and started getting into like hip hop production a little bit, and I started to realize very quickly that, oh shit, I would be way better at this if I knew how to play the drums. So much of hip hop is like rhythmic and based in drumming and like the fundamentals of drumming and stuff. And so like that's one of those things that like I know rhythm because I learned how to read sheet music when I was pretty young. So I'm pretty good with polyrhythms and stuff on my saxophone. And I can mix beats, as a DJ, because that's the job, right? But I never learned how to play the drums myself. It's one of those things that I always told myself I'd do it when I got around to it. So I dig the drums, so like I might pick it up one of these days. It's definitely a lot easier to buy a pair of drumsticks and start learning the basics than it is to buy like a saxophone again, because I sold my horn back in the day because I needed the money when I was in college, and or right after college actually. But I mean, what's a pair of drumsticks and a practice pad? $30, and I could start learning. I'll get into the expensive shit later, obviously. Drum kits can get pretty expensive. But I like that it's one of those instruments that you can kind of just like get started. And it's a low cost barrier. Of course, I had to pick saxophone when I was a kid, the most like expensive and ridiculously complicated of wind instruments. I almost played the trumpet. Trumpets are hella cheap, and they're just tubes. But no, I had to play the saxophone. It's all keys and springs and intricate mechanisms and I think it was actually cheaper for me to become a professional DJ than it was for me to be an amateur saxophone player. They actually cost less money to get into DJing. I had 2 horns in college, and I think, but the combined, they were like something on the order of like $8,000 worth of saxophone that I was playing in college. I didn't even have a job. That's not true. I was DJing on the weekends, but it wasn't even consistent. It was like seasonal, right? Because I was working for wedding companies, and weddings, especially in the Pacific Northwest where I'm from, like they don't do a lot of weddings in the cold months. It's mostly just in the summertime. Poosnack says you should take. So Poosnack's over on Twitch says you should take a break and rest your arms. 33 years is one hell of a drum solo. That's the kind of dad joke we appreciate around here. Terrible dad humor. I have a soprano sax and I'm learning. Oh, dude, that's rad. Hell yeah. Is it a straight soprano or a bent soprano? I had to learn a little bit of soprano sax for a solo one time. When you play in a full 16-piece jazz band, or a 20-piece orchestra or whatever, sometimes the baritone sax player, which is what I played, straight soprano, nice. Sometimes when you're in an orchestra like that, the bari sax player, which is which was the saxophone that I played the most, right? The bari sax will have to pick up other instruments to take other solos. So like I had to learn clarinet for one song for one performance one time. That was weird. And then there was another time I had to learn a solo on a soprano sax, which thankfully the fingerings are the same, but soprano sax is in B flat and the bari sax is in E flat. So there was like a little bit of transposing stuff I had to do. It wasn't bad. Like it was fine. That was certainly easier than trying to learn the clarinet for one song. But that was the majority of my soprano sax experience was the one time I had to pick one up for a solo for like a performance thing we were doing. It was like my junior year of high school or something. By the way, we're listening to Dating Start from Undertale Volume 2. My homie Save Point over at Curaga Records produced this last year for the Undertale anniversary. And man, he produced this lo-fi record, and then he also did like an EDM record of all Undertale music in collaboration with Monster Cat. And so they released all that stuff last year to celebrate the anniversary for Undertale. And by the time he was done with both records, like I was on a call with him and he had just wrapped up the second record. And he's like, dude, I'm so done with Undertale music. I never want to hear this stuff again. You're 42, I'm 45. Yeah. Arcade Drums, I was born in 84. So I think you and I are pretty similar in age, which is dope. I'm all about inviting my millennial and zennial friends to come and hang out, enjoy some classic gaming, some chill gaming. That's a lot of what I do. I've been a professional DJ for a long time, but a good like half of my career was working for, actually more than half of my career was working for the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. So it's like this, I sort of like live in this no man's land between DJing and video games. And honestly, I love it here. I love video game music. I love playing games. I love DJing video game events because video game people are my people. That's why, like, if you ever watch This Week in Vinyl with me and Sirius Black, I'm always trying to squeeze in video game records or like nerdy soundtrack stuff. Partly because I love messing with him. I love like hitting him with random weird obscure soundtracks that kind of breaks his brain a little bit. It's always funny. So far in all the episodes of This Week in Vinyl that we've done on my channel, it's never not been funny when I hit him with a soundtrack that like breaks his brain. But then yeah, I'll also like try to find good like video game music records, because video game music is another like nerdy passion of mine. Just because I think music, like, I mean, I love music anyway, right? But music specifically in video games, like, there's a really special relationship there, I think, between the two. And I think it's made for some pretty special opportunities for me as a DJ, being able to play video game music at large events with like large crowds and stuff. Oh, you can fold the seats up? That's funny. There's a face. I just washed away a face in the dirt. Okay, let's finish washing these seats real quick, and then we'll fold them both up and get the underside. Yeah, there we go. There's the back of the chair. Okay. There we go. Okay, helicopter seats, got them. Don't feel bad about learning the sax. I've wanted to start learning the bagpipes, but even a practice chanter costs between 150 and 350. And from professional players, they said you won't get far on a practice chanter. You basically need an in-person teacher. Yeah. Well, I don't know a whole lot about the bagpipes. I do know somebody here in Portland that plays the bagpipes professionally. If you guys have ever like seen or heard about the Unipiper in Portland, he's a dude who like rides a unicycle and plays the bagpipes. We know each other. He was on my podcast in 2024, but he and I have done a couple of other events and things together over the years. And so we like on my podcast, we were actually talking about his bagpipes and about like how some of the video game music translates on the bagpipes. And it's tough because the way that bagpipes will bagpipes will like transpose notes, it doesn't quite work the same as it would like on a saxophone or on a piano. The bagpipe actually has kind of a limited access to tonal intervals because of the way that they're designed. So a traditional bagpipe, you only have like a certain number of notes. I can't remember how many he said, but it's less than a full scale. So then he just, you know, he was talking about you just kind of like get as close as you can or kind of try to make it work as best you can. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like he knows his shit though, man. And he was talking about like having to figure out how to play all these crazy like nerdy theme songs, like the Star Wars theme and stuff. Cause he wears a Darth Vader helmet a lot of the times. So he'll ride a unicycle in a kilt playing the bagpipes and wearing a Darth Vader helmet. He's pretty rad. Look up the Unipiper when you get a chance. His name's Brian. He's a good dude. My friend DJs for big Christian artists. His name is DJ Will from Jacksonville. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm not 100% familiar with the Jacksonville market, and particularly the Christian market. I've never really like played in the Christian music scene. But that's dope that your friend was able to find a niche that works for him. Because I think that's the thing that's really kind of sustained me as a DJ. You know, I've never really been a super competitive type of dude. So like entering into DJ competitions and stuff was never really my thing. Becoming the best scratch artist in Portland was never really my thing. Like I just don't have any interest, right? And so like what I found for me that worked really well in my career was finding a niche like video games that ended up kind of becoming my unique specialty. And there's one or two other DJs now in Portland that are doing video game stuff. One guy in particular who's doing it like almost exclusively, and he's like, you know, he's come a long way in the couple of years that I've known about him. But like, you know, I was having a conversation with, so that guy's name is DJ J-Rad, and he does a lot of video game stuff around town, particularly in the video gaming bars and stuff. You know, he and I were talking, I want to say like 2 years ago, we were having a conversation about, you know, just like DJing around Portland and stuff. And I was like, hey man, like, first of all, like, I'm not a dude who's like about that competitive life. Like I would rather make friends with the other DJs than enemies. 'Cause you always get farther when you make friends. Right. But then also, I was like, don't compare your career to mine, man. I've been playing in the video game scene for 20 years. You've been here for 3, you know, like it doesn't do anybody any good to make comparisons. Just learn what you can and do the best job you can and be as authentic as you can. And he does a great job at all of those things. He's come a long way in the last few years. So like I dig what he's doing, and you know, rather than like being jealous or competitive, I'd rather be supportive. I think that he appreciates that. I don't want to speak for him. But I think that he digs the, you know, my approach to you know, making friends rather than enemies. Because that's not really, you know, how I want to do things. I've seen clips of him. He's cool. I have a guy here in Colorado that's the lead in a band called Celtic Legacy, aka Kiltic. He has flamethrower bagpipes. Yeah, the Unipiper has flamethrower bagpipes too. He can only play them outside because, you know, fire hazard. But yeah, that dude, whenever that dude pulls out the flamethrowing bagpipes, like, you know, you're in for a good time. I'm in southern Indiana. We don't have much around here. That sucks. Indiana. I'm trying to kind of picture where that is on the map. That's Indianapolis, right? So, okay. What I think largely goes underappreciated about your part of the country, Arcade Drums, is that y'all are kind of driving distance from another state. We have 3 states on the West Coast that take up the entire vertical length of the coast. So if I want to drive to California, I'm looking at a solid 10 hours on the road just to get to the border. And then it's like another 10 to 12 hours just to get to anything fun, because most of the fun shit in California is in Southern California. I don't think it's quite that far to the Bay from where I'm at, because I'm in Portland, right? I think the like San Francisco Bay is a little closer, but most of my family was in like LA, Anaheim, San Diego, and like San Jose. So like all the southern stuff. What the heck? What happened here? Oh, it's the top. It's up on top. Okay. Let me grab this ladder and see if I can maybe get up the front. Oh yeah, there we go. That works. I'm 2 hours from St. Louis, Nashville, Indianapolis, and Louisville. So it's like 2 hours in any direction. Dude, that's crazy. So you're literally just in the middle of all of it, huh? There's a lot to be said for comparing yourself to masters of a craft. A very old and successful master blacksmith once told me the difference between me and him was his box of broken blades was bigger. I mean, that is one way to look at it. Yeah. A lot to be said, meaning there isn't just any value in comparing yourself to them. Sure, you can set goals for yourself. Yeah, I mean, and honestly, that's basically the conversation. That's how the conversation went. And so and then I kind of ended it with like, hey man, like I'm not like, it's not about competing and it's not about territory. It's not about turf. I think there's plenty of room for everybody. And I would rather be a friend, than to cause stress and drama. And I think he really appreciated that. Like I said, I don't want to like speak for him, but like it's important to me that, like, especially if I've been doing a thing for a long time, like the last thing I would ever want is to create anxiety or issues around a thing that I'm involved in. That's honestly, that's why I do cozy streams like this, man. Like, I just like hanging out with nerds, and that's all I want to do. That's all I want from streaming. I don't want to be screaming into my, into my Fortnite screen trying to create viral clips and shit. I don't care. I just want to vibe, man. That's why we're doing this. It sounds like make love, not war, because it's kind of what it is, man. Like, it's a little bit hippie, and I'm all right with that. What I'm not all right with is why I can't understand what I'm missing. It's that top piece. Okay. So there's something somewhere on this top piece that I missed. What am I missing? It makes no sense. Is it something on the, is it the shaft? What is it? Okay, hang on. What is it? Helicopter rotor. Oh, maybe it's the whole rotor. Maybe I missed something on the whole rotor. What did I miss? Why is this being like this? Let's get the step ladder. See if this helps us get a different angle. And you have a hat collection? Yeah, sort of. That is here. That's like, I need to fix this. Honestly, I'm gonna get rid of this anyway. I've got a new like storage solution for my hats, because this just collects dust, so I need to get rid of this whole thing. But this is like, maybe I would say 10 to 15% of my hat collection. So 10x this. Yeah, it's about what my hat collection looks like. It's just not on camera because there's not enough room in here for all my hats. So I just keep a few in here and rotate them, and then the rest I have elsewhere. I mean, honestly, I just kind of adopted the snapback thing, and I stuck by it. I still stick by it. I like this look and this vibe. Oh my God. The thing went ding. So I think helicopter rotor blade. Wait. What rotor blade? What are you talking about? There's a couple things on the carriage that I missed. Wait, oh, so the helicopter's done? Oh, okay, so I missed a couple things on the carriage. So we gotta go back over here. Step ladder. You're not my real ladder. None for you. I will not abide by this level of humor. You're better than that, Poo Snacks. There we go. Let's see, carriage pole. Is it one of these here, like that maybe? Yeah, there we go. And then carriage lemon grab bust mount. Oh, I see it. I see it. Where's my stupid ladder? There we go. Okay, job complete. We got a carriage and a chopper, and we cleaned them both. Dude abides. One of my absolute favorite movies, by the way. Big Lebowski, still one of my favorite all-time flicks. One of the funniest, most interesting, most unique movies I've ever seen. Finn and Jake's Treehouse, new. Oh, so we're doing. Oh, so we did the inside. Now we got to do the outside. Okay. All right, give me a second. Here, I need to take care of a thing really fast. So give me a quick second. I'm gonna be right back. Just enjoy some lo-fi for a minute. I promise this won't take long. Yo. Let's get back to it, shall we? We got to do the dang treehouse, which looks like it could take a while. So let's start with the stone steps. I think what we'll probably do is just get as far as we can between now and say like 9 o'clock. So about the next 10 minutes. And then we'll probably save the rest of this for Friday, because I think this is probably going to be most of Friday's stream is doing this treehouse. This is a pretty, it's a pretty big treehouse. that's a big one. And then guys, don't forget, new episodes of This Week in Vinyl available on Mondays. We talk about new records that come out every week, and we have a really good time doing it. Highly recommend the show. It's honestly one of my favorite pieces of content I've ever made. I was actually just talking to Sirius Black today about, like, because we put out another, we put out a couple of shorts. Yesterday and today I've been cutting up shorts from This Week in Vinyl with me and Sirius Black, and we're having so much fun doing it that we don't even like care if the show takes off or does well. We really just want to keep doing it because it's fun, and that's all that really matters to either of us. Like, we're having a good time. So I've got other YouTube content in the works that's going to be more for like trying to get views and trying to build an audience and whatnot, but my vinyl show is just a good time for us, and so we're going to keep it going. So those are out on Mondays. And then I was talking to another friend of mine today about some upcoming YouTube stuff. You're definitely going to want to stay subscribed for that. I'm gonna be getting into doing some review stuff pretty soon, which I'm stoked about. Like, it's been a little while since I've actually done proper review stuff, and this is gonna be the kind of review stuff that I think is gonna be a little bit more of interest to the gaming crowd, and also has the potential for me to open up some like opportunities, man. So we'll see what happens. But the only way to stay up on what I'm doing is, you know, to get subscribed. Do you like 45s? Yeah. I mean, sometimes. To me, they're just, you know, they're just records, right? I actually like that they spin a bit faster because the higher speed helps stabilize the record, you know, because physics. And so, like, I think some of my 45s actually sound better than some of my 33s. Just because they spin a bit faster, and so like the record itself is a bit more stable. And like, if I'm being real honest, like 100% honest, I really love my 45 collection because it's weird. I have a weird 45 collection, and I love it. I have all of the Tenacious D 45s that they released for their charity setup with Doctors Without Borders. During the pandemic, Tenacious D was recording 45. They were recording like 7-inch singles to support Doctors Without Borders. And so they did a medley of the Who songs. They did a medley of Beatles songs. And then they did a single of Tenacious D covering Time Warp from Rocky Horror Picture Show. And so I have all of that on 45, and I love them. I love them. Another fun 45 that I have actually is it's a cover of Dead Man's Party by the female-led punk band Tsunami Bomb. And it is my favorite cover of Dead Man's Party, hands down. When I found out they actually pressed it to a single, like I dropped everything to try and get my hands on that 45 because it's such an incredible cover. Honestly, you know what? Like, real talk, Arcade Drums, I think I need to do a video talking about some of the weird stuff in my collection. I think it would make sense to do a little bit of that. I need to do a video. I want to do a video talking about some of my lo-fi records too, especially because, like, you know, like all the music that you've been hearing tonight, for example, is from my friends at Kuraga Records, right? And Kuraga Records does lo-fi video game music, and I have a whole bunch of their records. And I even can like sell some of their records because I have some like that I have for, you know, for doing like retail stuff at like shows. And so, I want to go through my record collection and show off some of the Kuraga records I have and show off some of my lo-fi collection, but I also really want to show off some of my, like, my 45s. I want to show off some of the unique cover albums that I have because I'm a big sucker for cover albums. I have an entire collection of Scary Pockets records, the band that was started by the CEO of Patreon. I joined their vinyl tier during the pandemic, and I was able to keep up on their on the vinyl tier so that, like, I basically have a full collection of their vinyl releases from their Patreon over the pandemic. And that's actually, I don't know if you can see it, like, from, like, you see that shiny record there, basically from there over, like this whole, like that whole section of that shelf is all Scary Pocket stuff, and they do funk covers on YouTube. So it's all funk covers of like pop and rock music from the last like 5 decades, and it's all recorded by Jack Conti from Patreon and his band Scary Pockets. So I would love to go through that stuff and talk about it. Especially because Scary Pockets not only has a huge following on YouTube, but like they have videos for most of the stuff that they've recorded. They didn't just record they didn't just record the songs. They actually recorded videos for almost all of the songs, like in studio during COVID. So it's a lot of like isolated performers and like isolation booths where the performers are separated out. So, you know, for COVID safety and whatnot. So it's interesting to see the way that they were able to record studio videos of them performing those songs that they covered. What's happening here? What is this? Oh, that's like the window thing. Okay. Guess we're not using that yet. Let's see. Nothing in there. And, it's interesting. Okay, so this makes like a ramp you can climb up. Let's see if I can get up this ladder a little bit. There we go. And then I can spray it from here. There we go. Let's see. We're almost at the 9 o'clock mark, and I think we're going to wrap up just these two spots and then call it for tonight. We're getting close, folks. We're getting close. Okay, there's one. Let's see if I can finish off this other one. Maybe from this side? No. It's gonna be tricky. I gotta get it from the top. There we go. I mean, there's so much tree left. There's absolutely no way I can do this tonight. But that's okay. That'll give us a place to start on Friday. My dad passed 2 years ago. He had a big collection, but I haven't gone through it yet. My brother has it at his house. Mine passed in 2018, and I actually just brought my dad's records home last year, and they are currently sitting in my living room. I have like a shelf. I have a shelf kind of from the same series, but it's like a different shape, but it fits records too. So the shelf in my living room is where I have my dad's records at the moment. I actually bought a whole set of like sleeves to go through and re-sleeve a lot of my dad's records just to kind of keep them nice and protect them. Haven't gone through and done it yet, but yeah. But my dad's records are like super important to me, and my family knows that. So like my mom and my sister didn't even argue. They were just like, when are you going to take these records? Because we know you're going to take them. I was like, yeah, I'll get to them. And then eventually I got them home. My wife pushed me enough to like get them home and then get them kind of like, you know, someplace safe so they're not just sitting in a box. Yeah, that's another project that I got to tackle at some point. But for tonight, we're going to call it good on the stream. I want to thank y'all for hanging out. 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time on Wednesday and Friday is normally when I stream. And so I would love to have y'all come back. Hey, Arcade Drums, it was such a pleasure to meet you tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out. Please come back and hang with us again. We do these kinds of streams all the time. Basically, this is what I stream. It's cozy games with some lo-fi, chill video game music, and just kind of hangout vibes, man. Like, you know, nothing too crazy, not screaming or anything, just chilling. Sometimes my crowd will get a little, you know, silly, and so we love to laugh and have a good time. But other than that, it's just kind of chilling, hanging out. We get nerdy. We talk about movies and TV shows and video games and all that stuff. So if you like any of that stuff, man, then you're in the right place. Pusnak says, I've been playing Traveler's Rest. It's kind of a Stardew Valley-esque game. Yeah, I actually have it. I have Traveler's Rest. And I had streamed it at one point for like a day or two. I've been meaning to get back to it. I just never got back to it. But I like what little bit of it I played, I really liked. Brew your own booze, even craft your own decorations and tables and stuff. Actually, you know, once we get done with Power Wash Sim, then I already know the next game I want to play. They finally released a full version of Solar Punk, which or was it Solar Punk or Outbound? I think it was Solar Punk finally got a full release. It was one of those two games, but I like both Solar Punk and Outbound are two cozy games that I really want to play. I played the demos and I loved them. And I think one or both of those has finally got a full release. So it'll be one of those two games that we play next. But for Friday this week, don't bother with Solar Punk. No, I like the demo, man. Don't tell me that. I thought the demo was really fun. I want to play one of those two games next, but we got to first finish this DLC for Power Wash Sim. So that's what we're going to do Friday. We're going to come back on Friday. We're going to finish the DLC for Power Wash Sim and then see where we go from there. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you all have a great night and a great rest of your week. I'll see you Friday. Bye-bye.
This was a triumph. I'm making a note here, huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science. Do what we must because we can. For the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead. But there's no sense crying over every mistake. You just keep on trying till you run out of cake. And the science gets done and you make a neat gun for the people who are still alive. I'm not even angry. I'm being so sincere right now. Even though you broke my heart and killed me, tore me to pieces, and threw every piece into a fire. As they burned, it hurt because I was so happy for you. Now these points of data make a beautiful line. And we're out of beta, we're releasing on time. So I'm glad I got burned to think of all the things we've learned for the people who are still alive. at me still talking when there's science to do. When I look out there, it makes me glad I'm not you. I've experiments to run, there is research to be done on the people who are still alive. And believe me, I am still alive. And while you're dying, I'll be still alive. I feel fantastic and I'm still alive. And when you're dead, I will be still alive. Still alive. Still alive. I'm still alive, baby.